We've tackled lighting projects on the show before, but never a project quite like this. Today, we're installing 2 wall sconces and a light switch in this bedroom. Because we need to get electricity flowing to all 3 sources, it's an advanced project. That's why I called in Mike Jakubowski, an expert with some advanced DIY skills.
I'm going to show you what we're going to do. It's relatively simple. A couple of sconce lights. I'm not really sure what the word sconce means, but we'll come to that later.
It's French and fancy.
Okay, so we may not know fancy light names, but Mike assures me he knows how to complete this project.
These marks on the wall is where the homeowner wants the light fixtures to be. Getting from one side of the wall to the other, normally you would cut a big swatch through the drywall, drill through the stud. We're gonna hide that channel behind the cabinetry, trying to avoid patching the drywall.
Okay, this sounds like a pretty heavy project. Besides the sconces, what are some of the other tools and supplies we need for this?
We're gonna add a light switch because the fixtures themselves don't come with a chain or a switch on the fixture.
We also grab a drywall knife, multi-tool, a utility knife, screwdriver, hammer, drill, lineman's pliers, a stud finder, a tape measure, marker, and safety gear, plus 3 electrical boxes made for remodeling, a wire spool, wire nuts, wire connectors, and Romex staples. And don't forget to stay safe and turn off the electricity before you get started. The first step of this project is already done. We figured out where we want our wall sconces to go.
So we're going to take the electrical box, which is specific to hanging on the drywall itself. This particular box actually clamps itself to the drywall. We need to mark this out very specifically.
Now, are you cutting the exact size of that?
I'm going to cut as exact as I can, because in this particular project, we don't want to patch the drywall. That's our hole.
All right.
What you need to know about the structure of the home is that behind the drywall are framing members called studs.
Yep.
We have a stud finder. This is where the stud in the wall is. So the space between here and 16 inches over is just vacant.
Okay.
There's nothing in there.
All right.
So we can take our jab knife and literally jab it into the drywall.
Okay, 1 cut down, more to go. Because we need to fish the wire from one side of the room to the electrical source on the other side of the room, we cut a straight channel all the way across the wall. It's not the prettiest look, but this will be covered by a floating cabinet the homeowner plans to install later on. If that wasn't the case, we'd have to patch the drywall.
Mike, I'm thankful the homeowner isn't here right now to see what's become of the wall, but like you said, this is going to be covered up.
Completely covered up.
And we're ready to move on to the next step.
Yeah, we're going to wire up the box that we cut the hole for. I measured out the wire with a little bit of extra. Always want a little bit extra wire. We have to strip the insulation off the outside of the dual wires.
Mike screws the connector into the wires and then pops out a hole in the junction box to fish it through. He then tightens it all together. Next, we fish our wire through the hole in the wall and install our first junction box into place.
We're going to take these Romex staples,
Are you going right into the studs?
We're going to go right into the stud.
With our wire secure, it's time to work on the other side of the wall. Following the same steps as before, Mike cuts holes for both the sconce junction box and the switch junction box. He cuts a new piece of wire, wires the second sconce junction box, and fishes that wire down the hole for the switch.
We have all the holes drilled for our outlets, but like any DIY project, we ran into a little snag.
We did. We're going to run into this one wall stud in here. The cabinetry comes to there, and the stud is there, and we need to get to here.
Okay, so really though, it's not that hard to fix. We have a drill, we have a big drill bit. We're just gonna go right through the stud.
Exactly. You're going to drill a hole right here, poke up into this stud cavity, and then the problem will be solved.
Finally, we have all our wires coming together to the same spot, and it's time to get some electricity flowing.